You're watching The Mic Check, on every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Hello and welcome everyone to this week's Mic Check. Well, some of us in here just spent the weekend over at That's Voiceover and are pretty pumped up and overwhelmed at the exact same time. But with all of that information, we're really, those kinds of events are absolutely awesome. I would highly suggest people to go up and meet with their peers and particularly other people who are more successful in the industry, because the information they have to share is always invaluable and it's always awesome. And you never know who you're going to run into and make friends with. But speaking of that, I was actually able to shake the hand of the next coach we're going to be having on with us. On December 2nd, we'll be having Dave Walsh come on with us. Now, make sure to be there the week prior to be eligible for a drawing to win one of the 6 spots to work directly with him. Please be sure to stay tuned. Follow us wherever you want to, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and keep tuned in. But today, we actually have a brand new face who's joining us, who's going to go first. So, Christopher, you're up first. Go ahead and give us a read. All right, you're muted up right now. There you go.
I'm unmuted. Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've celebrated forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
All right, so you have your pick. You can choose anybody else you'd like to go after you.
Let's see what JD is doing over there.
All right, JD, you're up.
Beauty.
All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Let us have Mr. Frank Stecky.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Better now that you're here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we missed you.
Thank you. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Dean.
Alrighty. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We've personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. And Rust, you're right underneath me on my screen.
Thanks. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Michael.
All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Joe, or should I say Carrots, you're up.
Carrots. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Miss B?
All righty. You hear me now? All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. And Xavier.
Great, can I be heard?
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped people celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We've personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Goldie. Goldie, video booth, Goldie.
I don't think she hears us.
Paging Goldie.
Or Mike.
Oh, I've already gone.
I think Gold just went to take a phone call by the looks of it.
Okay, Frank. Is Frank gone?
I went already.
Oh, he went already. Okay, JD.
He went already.
Okay, how about Devin?
Oh, Goldie's back. Goldie's back. Goldie.
All right. There you are.
Goldie is back.
Goldie, you're up.
Oh, no, she's not.
Goldie's here.
No, Goldie's here. She just, okay, so you got your stuff split up.
Yeah, I have my stuff split up.
Oh,
That was the
okay.
problem.
Okay.
I'm going
All
to
right.
try and camera over here if I could turn it on so you can.
Yeah, she's working both sides of the room.
Yes.
Well, you're up to read.
Welcome. All right. Day and night, we make things. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does the service sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Who's gone? Nathan?
Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Leonard. You have no audio.
You're unmuted, but we cannot hear you. And that's a shame, because that was probably the greatest, delivery of this script ever in the history of ever, and we just missed it.
You have your fader turned up?
You unintentionally pulled a Richard. No, we can't hear you. I can see your lips moving.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if we could read lips, this would be a greater performance than it is right now.
We could see the smoke coming out of your ears as you're trying to think what's wrong.
You think we should move on just as you test things out? Okay, all right. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
so I think we're looking at Devin.
Yeah, Devin hasn't gone.
All right, Devin, go for it.
And Richard.
Richard,
okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-stars into 1,000,000-star turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible. Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. And Richard Gramps.
I don't want to do what Leonard did. There we go. Let me get the names in here so I don't forget. I got one more to do here. Dan's not here to do my job, so I got to do it. Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Leonard, are you fixed yet? Because I think you're it. The furl process.
Yes,
there we go.
You're coming through.
Okay, now I can.
We can hear you now.
Again.
Okay, let's try this. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We've personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay. I believe that's everybody, right? We're not missing anybody? I'm not accidentally, skipping anybody or anything like that, like I've done in the past? No?
No, I believe that was everybody.
All right, cool. Okay, then. So let's now talk about the script. I like how most of the reads that I heard were the anthem style read, where it was, very almost, like this quiet intensity sort of feel to it. But I feel that this could be taken in a slightly different direction too, and I think that's sort of the challenge that I wanted to bring to this script, is that while the anthem work reads, and it probably was the read they ultimately went with. I haven't actually seen this particular commercial, but this could also be read with an entirely different energy, sort of like a positive, upbeat, hopeful style of energy, a little bit more brighter and happier.
Yeah, I see that. I saw just as he was finishing out that read, it popped into my head that's I could see that.
Does anybody else see what I mean there? Like, this could actually be read with like an entirely different emotional frame of reading.
Sure.
Like you could kind of give it a read that's like, this is what we've done for them, and we're glad to do it, and we can do it for you too. As opposed to the what I went with and what a lot of us went with was listen, it's hard out here. And you need this kind of service from your card, so come on and get it. But that other way works too, because it's brighter, and it'll make it so that the person looking at the ad will probably be more engaged to try to want to go invest in the product or whatever. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, just as an example of one of the slight changes that you can make to really change the overall feel of it, is that that second line, "We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries." That could actually be a little bit comical, because maybe I think with the anthem style read, you could almost see some guy who's like soaked head to toe in a business suit, who's coming home with like some last minute gift that he bought, and to almost like apologetically to his spouse and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry that we missed it earlier, but hey, I got something for you," Or it could be, the scene could be, this guy looks up at the calendar, is like, "Holy crap, that's today," and is just like rushing out to try to get something, almost like
One thing that struck me
stylistically, like, how do you relate that line comedically? I would like to hear that, because I can vaguely see how that would work, but I wouldn't vocally know how to do that.
So just as a quick, I guess, a short little example of that. So the more anthem style read is, "We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries." That's the very serious sort of somber feel.
Yeah.
But
gravitas.
to add a little bit of comedy to it, you do a little something with forgotten, like, you're almost embarrassed about it. "We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries."
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like down just a little, drop some of the emphasis off. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're emphasizing it just in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
You're bringing it down because it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah. We understand. You forgot it was the anniversary, but we got you covered. You don't have to. You get zero interest for however much period of time before we take your arm, leg, and soul to help you pay back.
Yeah.
But
One thing that struck me on this, this is really weird because I'm hearing myself in two places, is that normally American Express goes for the sort of value add sort of like Mercedes kind of feel that, you know, we're classy and all that. But the impossible was like, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually,
So
that
it could
doesn't
lend
seem to even
itself
match
to
the
more
rest
of
of
a
the script.
Mhm.
You know, for me,
Mhm.
that line just jumped out as this wasn't written by the same person.
yeah,
Because
because it
when
totally
you
reads
hear
like an anthem
American
thing,
Express,
but
it
that impossible
don't sound like that, and it
is
doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
lets you play it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. You can fit it into the anthem style read, and a lot of you did. And I think Xavier did it really well. You know, impossible? Nah. You know, just really short, sort of matter of fact. Just nah. This is not impossible. It's totally fine. But again, you could also give it that sort of upbeat, more friendly feel to it. Impossible? Nah. You know, like we got this. We got it covered. There's almost like this sense of like self-confidence in the way you deliver that line with the more comedic upbeat style. So
The
I'm
million
gonna go
star
ahead.
rating is out of place too, you know, when you look at everything. Because I mean you don't get a 1,000,000-star rating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does have a little bit of jokiness sort of built into it. And this was exactly what I was hoping for, because I knew most of you would go for the anthem style read. And again, like I said, it's not bad, but it's not the only choice.
I posted the ad in the comments, but don't look at it yet. We'll save it for later.
Yeah. Don't look at it. Don't spoil yourself on it.
Yeah.
Don't spoil yourself
What
on
was
it.
the point of posting it and telling us not to look at it?
Oh, it's because he found it and he didn't know where else to keep it.
Here's your Christmas present, son. I'm hiding it in the closet. Don't look.
Are you telling us, Russ, you've already peeked? Were you naughty?
I've been holding back.
Hey, Russ, that 3-star to 1,000,000-star one, I that was another thing that bugged me, because there's a cadence to it that I think got missed a lot. I got the 1,000,000-star dining as one concept, but then I got 3-star as one concept, as opposed to it's 3-star dining versus a 1,000,000-star dining. So it's part of how that read is done. I think there was maybe too long of a pause. It turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining, and it's like 3-star what?
Right.
Yeah. So I think the emphasis, and that's actually one of the things I was hoping to focus on.
Yeah.
The emphasis should be on 3-star and 1,000,000-star. Dining is more of an attached throwaway. So while you could, you know, we could add 3-star dining into a 1,000,000-star dining, I think it's more of, you know, the improvement is the more important part. It turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining, you know?
Yeah.
So thank you for pointing that out. That was definitely one of the things I wanted to go for.
All y'all a question, because it seems like to me, all y'all have been pretty knowledgeable about breaking down copy. Like, when do you know to drop certain words or pull back, or whatever the case may be? Because I come from like doing radio imaging reads and stuff, and a certain beat to that. But now I'm trying to get into real adult voiceover acting. So now I'm kind of element a lot of times, because I'm not used to dropping words and taking emphasis off and pulling it back. They want you to full bore, and it doesn't work here.
So before anything else, I would love to say, find a commercial coach. Like your number one most important goal is going to be to find a coach to, you know, really break that down for your specific style of read and for your voice, because that, honestly, those kinds of changes depend on the actor as well. It's all really stylistic. A lot of what you offer as a voice actor is you as the actor. So making those particular kinds of choices vary from person to person. Someone can make, you know, 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining work based on who they are and their performance. And I'm sure that some of the people in here can think of somebody who could make that work right off the bat. But again, it all depends on you. These are more generic guidelines, and honestly, it depends from project to project, because maybe you would hit every word depending on the client. Again, it gets really complicated, but I think in short, it's whatever will allow you to deliver the copy most naturally while still telling the story.
Right.
One thing I will say is, if you want to book it, don't do that on the first take. First take should be as the writers wrote it. because they spend a
Yeah.
lot of money writing these, and the writers will get pissed off if they hear you change their copy.
And my
So
homeboy
give,
told me
Yes.
give them
the
2
same thing.
takes.
Like this.
First take as written. Second
That's the
take if
first
you want to
thing he told
embellish.
me. He was like, yo, he said, listen, when you get to the point where they send you scripts and all that, he's like, yo, the first and the only thing you need to be concerned with on the first take is getting it right the way they wrote it. Don't change
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. You want to get it
Yes.
just as it's written first, and then a second take, play with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Although even with the exact words, I mean, there are many different ways you can deliver it. And we see it like every week here where like somebody else will deliver the script in a way that I would never do it and that I probably couldn't pull off, but they make it sound really good.
Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be a lot of play, and like I said, it's really super important to find a coach. That's key. This isn't coaching. This is practice. We'd love to help out where we can, but a coach is really going to get into your style of read, is really going to get into more of your headspace and try to understand where you're coming from to help you shape those reads to a more, to acclimate the different genre you want to go into more. But one of the main important things that can help you out with that can help you out with really focusing in on a solid commercial read, is defining the story. What are you saying? What is the point? So my coach, Nancy Wolfson, she taught what she called the through line, or what's basically the overall story of this. If you could take everything and if you take this entire script and boil it down to a single sentence, including the product name, what is this sentence really saying? What is it? What's that one story? And once you know that, you can focus in specifically on the things that help you tell that story. So for instance, with this script, it's American Express improves every part of your life. That's the whole overarching message of this thing. If that would be my interpretation of it, at least. So there are certain things that that servicing that story would, or there's certain things I would have to emphasize to really service that story. So, for instance, let's go ahead and go down a little bit farther to we personally deliver replacement cards. Just after that, found doctors who speak your language. You can go anywhere who finds doctors, but American Express can help you find doctors that speak your language.
And I feel like they're not just saying, like, in terms of a literal language. I think they mean that figuratively, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're right.
Yeah. So those are the kinds of things that you really need to be clear on, is what's the story and how do I tell it? So let's go through it a little bit more and let's get that story out of this copy. We have about 15 minutes before I want to get back into the reads. So,
before we attack individual lines, I just want to say for the whole thing, watch your cadence, because it's a big list. It's a huge list, and you're just going to go blah, de blah, de blah, de blah. Each one should have a little different music to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for pointing that out. Yeah.
And you're crackling a little, Joe, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's the carrot.
Oh, I thought it was some popcorn being made in the
It's gone from Joe Carrots to Joe Crackles.
No, Joe Crackers.
Joe Crackers, there we go. So
okay.
In a sense, the story with this, it does have that we are here for you to help you in every way possible. It reminds me of a commercial that I've seen multiple times from a certain charitable organization that helps people around the world, and they have this one commercial that they run, and they've been running it for the last 10 years. And it's got pretty much the same kind of rhythm and pacing to it, except the fact that the girl is really upbeat as she's walking through and talking about it. So, that's what came to mind when as Leonard was finishing out his read, I was like, wait a minute, this should be more upbeat. And then you mentioned that. It's like, yeah, we're right on the same page with that. So,
yeah. I mean, another interpretation of the story is we're the card that has your back.
Yeah.
Because it's not just we can help you pay for something. It's, we help you celebrate the forgotten anniversaries. You're tired and we're going to find you a bed.
I mean, I'm almost seeing like you could have put got problems? We got this.
Yeah.
We solve problems you didn't even know you had.
There you go. So these are all absolutely awesome. And I think it's really important that when you do come up with that, mark it on your script. Make sure it's right in front of you, because that's how you're going to keep your focus. The more you see it, the more valuable it is. Even if you can't write it directly on the script, if you have something you can take notes on, go ahead and take notes about what exactly the story is and focus in on it. So one of the other things that I wanted to approach that is used fairly frequently in this are the ellipses. So in my mind, the ellipses, an ellipses means whatever you have said is still connected to the next idea. So for instance, we could do an NBC read with the found doctors to turn 3-star into a million-star dining, at least in my interpretation of it, because those ellipses are more of like a comma in a list. We found doctors who speak your language, we found doctors who speak your language, who tracked down lost wedding dresses and turned 3-star into a million-star dining, NBC. Do a little bit of musicality with that.
Yeah. Don't drop the sentence until you reach the end.
Right. Yeah. And that's something to pay really close attention to, because those ellipses are, in my interpretation of it, a continuation of an idea. I know some other people have different views on it. I'm wondering if anybody has like a different interpretation of why the ellipses might even be there. I know it's kind of dumb. We're talking about something as granular as punctuation, but we really got to try our best to get into the heads of these writers.
Yeah. I mean, it is sort of a continuation, but it's a continuation with a pause.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, it'll say this or that. That's still a whole thought.
I think that the formatting isn't helping at all, as usual, with TV copy. It's just another visual for the next sentence. So the ellipsis doesn't mean anything.
That's true.
I agree with
that. Like the way it's written, it doesn't even necessarily need to be there.
When I was reading it, I didn't even notice it, to be honest.
Like the only one that I looked at and was like, okay, that makes sense to put that right there was the impossible. Nah, that's the only one I looked at and was like, okay, that makes sense right there. But where it is in your script, it's like, why is it there? You don't even need to do that. Like just put a period.
Well, yeah, you could even just replace that with a question mark.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, it's all stylistic choice at that point, I feel.
Well, a question mark may not indicate you need to put some space in there to, set it up and drop it.
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you do put the ellipses there, it does let you know that you're setting up something, as opposed to, for me, if you put a question mark right there, I'm gonna read it as a question and I'm gonna stop. So yeah, that's.
Well, I put a question mark and left the ellipses just to remind myself to ask it as a question. But I was wondering about found doctors who speak your language or found doctors who speak your language. Because we did it both.
Yeah, what's the?
I think you need to bump up "speak your language." We found doctors who speak your language.
Yeah.
That whole thing is the most important part. Speak your language.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, also, I'm sure somebody in here could make "speak your language" work and not sound super salesy, but
Amex actually did that for me in Paris.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. A real life example. Draw on that. That would be perfect. You absolutely have a connection to that, and you should really draw on that particular experience you had with them there. That's awesome. But
well, now see, that connects back to the all over the world. So I'm not 100% on board with this, because if it's relating to the fact that Amex is worldwide, it could be speak your language.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're getting at, and the phrase "speak your language" is important, and it could be all inclusive, but it could be because they're worldwide. They could be being specific at that one particular point.
And that would be where you have to make a decision what you think
that's
it
just
is.
Just a decision.
Decision is to do what the director asks.
You're going to audition with what you think.
With all that direction written in the copy here, I don't see. Yeah.
So one last technique that I really want to talk about though is how to ask that question at the end. Does this sound like the service you get from your card?
Yeah, because that could be totally sick.
Well, here's the thing though. And this is a common trope. You'll see it a lot. That question is fishing for a very specific answer. That answer being okay. So then it's a rhetorical question. You know the answer, but you're asking it anyway. So how do you ask it to make us know, to make the listeners know that you already know the answer?
Yeah. The underlying sentence is, can your card do all this?
My question on that sentence was, how many pronouns do we want to hit there? I mean, I could see hitting both of the you and the your really hard, or either one of them.
I wouldn't necessarily hit either of them.
Well,
and you don't have to.
Your for sure.
Better than your card.
Does this sound like the service you get from your card?
You get from your card?
I think this
you
is
get from your card.
So I think you should have a higher bump on this and then a lower bump on your. Does this sound like the service you get from your card?
Because I don't know, it sounds kind of obnoxious to be like, I don't know.
I like that.
It sounds like a service you get from your card. No, it doesn't, because your card.
No, I know, and then there is a certain bit of that. You definitely want to avoid trying to make your listener feel like they're being talked down to. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? No, but it's more of like that cheeky, hey, I know you're not getting this, but we could really help you out. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? Huh? Come on.
Yeah, just like minor smart mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the old infomercial thing. It's that old infomercial thing. Because, it's like, has this ever happened to you? And then it's like, they're downplaying the competition's product to make theirs more, you want this. You got to have this because that's not working.
How about the magic reveal read? Is this your card?
The sleight of hand read. Yeah, that'd be great.
God. That'd make a fantastic commercial. That really would. I'm serious.
Yeah, imagine playing this off as like a magician. Day and night, we make things happen.
Wait a minute. David Copperfield did an American Express commercial. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and their credibility disappeared. So before we get back into the reads, we still have a couple more minutes. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we've discussed so far? Any of the particulars on the script? Any decisions you might be a little unclear of? Any questions whatsoever?
The last line says realize the potential. I'm thinking hit potential. And you got to choose between realize and potential, right?
Well, that one's what does everybody else think? What do you all think about that last line?
I would tell it. Just leave it alone. No tricks. No nothing. Just the more I try to do with it, the less impact it has. That's my thought.
Since the words are so strong,
I agree with that.
Yeah, no, that's a really good approach to it, actually.
Just like this is obvious what we do. Realize the potential. Just
realize the potential.
Realize the potential.
Hocus pocus, your car is now ours. Any questions?
Another quick question.
Really solid answer. Yeah.
Michael, if you were to create a list of, if you were to create some contradictory specs for this spot, and what I mean by contradictory is like if you have like 5 adjectives that would force you to, when you look at it, go, well, I would have to do these 3 on the first take, and you know what I mean, and then the other 2 on the second take. Since that's kind of what we're doing anyway, we're trying to find where else this could go. What would those adjectives be?
Well, I think so. the anthem style read could work. So I think anthem. I think friendly could be the second one, where you're more approachable. I would put the
Casual friendly.
Well, I would put the casual on that professional friendly, because you're still a brand, you're still representing the brand. So that in and of itself, I think, is pretty pretty contradictory. Professional friendly. I don't know if I'd go anywhere in the middle of that, because I think it could sound really dull if you're not either all in on one read or all in on another. So in my mind, it would really fall under those two categories, either anthem or professional friendly.
And you wouldn't do like edgy attitude thing, huh?
Well, no, because then you just sound pompous and stuck up.
Yes, I know.
Like, American Express, realize the potential.
Can you hear me now? Good.
What about proud?
Yeah, you could do proud.
Well, yeah, proud. Yeah, well, add proud to the list. I think that one's another one that could really work on there too.
And papas can be very popular. Papas people get elected.
It
Yeah.
is popular in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Xavier, what were you going to say?
I'm sorry. Sorry for cutting people off. What about
No worries.
rye?
Rye?
I mean, that's sort of the.
You see, I think rye would. Well, give me a little example. Give me like the first 4 lines with a rye style read.
I mean, it's all so rye. I mean, hang on. Where is it? It depends on the attitude. Like, day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers, and brought it up. Maybe like he's sitting on top of a mountain, looking at all of this. It's not condescending. So again, for the contradictory specs we're creating, it would be rye without being attitudinal. Rye, but not too rye. So it's
I think the image would work with that one. You'd have to pair it with the right imagery, and it's perfect.
Yeah, although I didn't hear that as rye particularly. I don't know. I usually think of
what that is. Cocky without sounding cocky. Sounds like great. Sounds like we're writing some very shitty specs tonight.
It's like, I mean, are we talking just confident?
Yeah.
No, just very confusing ones. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, confident as opposed to
A
rye.
confident style read.
Good, and we know it, and we know it so well we don't even play it up.
What about a building type thing as you're going through this list, and then just calm down on we've even returned a loved one to home? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could do a ramp like that.
Kind of seems like it's sort of asking for that.
Yep.
A lot of information.
This fund needs a celebrity to read it.
Right.
But then I won't get the job.
Well, maybe celebrity. No.
He's a celebrity read without a celebrity.
There
Sucks
you
to
go.
be you, Leonard. That's just all there is to it, bud. Sorry.
One thing would be great on this reading, Matthew McConaughey. So, yeah.
All right.
Wow, how about
Make
that?
things happen.
Well, why Matthew McConaughey?
Because he does everything. And
When I first looked at the script, I was actually seeing it as Jack Nicholson, and it would of course come out totally wrong. But it's very amusing to see it that way.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Give me something to think about.
We make things happen. I don't know.
Just messed up Nathan's read.
Yeah. Let's try not to throw out characters and the like around Nathan. That's definitely going to mess with his read.
Celebrate forgotten anniversaries. All over the world, above and beyond.
Can handle the card.
Well, I think so. Again, we want to come up with a sort of overall style we're going for, but I'm very open to hearing any different kind of interpretation. So I don't think there's one end-all be-all interpretation. I think this is just a good exercise to get your mind, rolling about the possibilities for this style of script. And I again, like I said, I'm always okay with being disagreed with, and with having different points of view brought up with any of these scripts, because you're all going to see something different than I'm going to. And who knows, that might be the thing that books it. So, you know, overall, we have a good set of ideas. I think the choice should be either your anthem style read or well, if you want to go with one of the generic choices that we have discussed, either the anthem style read or the friendly professional style read, or any of the ones that you wanted to go with, but make sure you're servicing the story. I think ultimately that's the most important part. And again, the story for this is, American Express has your back. We have you covered in the craziest of situations wherever you are in the world. So as long as you're servicing that story and bringing that out, your interpretation and how you reach that point is up to you.
This could actually be a really fun one to have the rest of the mic check vote on. Okay, is the next person going to do it anthem style or friendly?
Anthem friendly, and then maybe the next time you can go ahead and do whatever you feel, whatever you're most comfortable with. I don't know, why not? But let's go ahead and get back into the reads. We're a little bit over time. Franthem. I like that, Goldie. I like that, Franthem. Starting back up again with Christopher. Go ahead and give us a read.
Same one? The same joint?
The same what?
The same script?
Yeah, the same script. Yeah, we're going back in, except since we've discussed it, let's try to use those notes to improve the read.
Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like a service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay, opening it up. What did everybody think?
It kind of had that anthem feel to it.
It did.
I felt like he got into it about halfway down.
Right.
All the first lines were just read straight across without much emphasis, but then it seemed like
And I started to really get in my bag. Right.
Yeah.
There's a particular insurance commercial that it kind of felt like. It had that. It felt like it led into that style.
I got a little bit of the Allstate guy vibe from you.
That's what I was thinking of right there. The Allstate thing.
I felt the Dennis Haysbert coming out of there. Yeah.
So, does anybody have any notes for improvement or maybe a different style of read you should try?
I felt like the lists and a lot of the lines had the same melody to them.
Mm-hmm.
So that could use a little more variance.
I would say try to throw a little more smile into your read.
Okay.
That will elevate the energy levels and make it feel a little more upbeat.
Yeah, because you didn't have that energy. You had about the right amount of energy on the second half of it. You need to put that into the first half and then have it be consistent that way.
Okay.
No, I know I'm getting really nitpicky on this, but energy is a little generic. What do you mean? Was it more important? Did it sound more important to him? Did it sound more excited, more happy? Like
just a little bit more happy, more upbeat in tone.
Okay.
I think a little more color on the words, especially in the beginning. Maybe you could read the last line first to get yourself into it.
Huh.
Yeah, just read either the last line or a little bit of the last half, so you get yourself back into that mindset and then start back over it. That's a really good point. Yeah.
That's dope, because I never really thought to do that, because I noticed for me, when I do reads like that, it is always kind of a thing where in the beginning I'm kind of, it's almost like I'm feeling it out.
Yep.
And then when I get to the middle, I'm like, all right, I got my legs. And then last half it's like boom, boom, boom. But then you're right. So if I read the end of it first, then I can kind of get my mind where it needs to be, So I kind of like Jedi mind trick myself.
There you
Yeah,
go.
give it a go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Go for it.
Good.
So you want me to do that now?
Right now,
Yeah.
go for it.
It's all
Okay,
you.
Cool. American Express. Realize the potential. And then, so you want me to just read it backwards? Because I could do that.
No.
Start from
So
the top.
start from like it's your first sentence that you should read are like either the last two or just the last one. So you get your mind back into that sort of mindset that you were, and immediately start from the top and then go through the whole thing.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna read the last two and then go to the top. All right. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Day and night, we make things happen. We've celebrated forgotten anniversaries all over the world. We've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay. What did everybody think of that one?
That was more upbeat.
Better energy.
Yeah, much better energy.
Okay.
Although you did skip a word and an entire line.
Probably.
Yeah, you skipped. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries. So you forgot helped, and skipped found tired travelers abed.
And if I do that during the actual session, they'll get pissed.
Yeah.
Well, they'll tell you. They'll immediately hit the button and be like, "Hey, can you start from the top? You skipped a couple lines."
Mm-hmm.
So I would say do that same technique. Go back through it, but try to hit everything in the script.
Okay. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay. What did everybody think of that one?
I think exactly what Leonard said before, that every line has got the same music every time, pretty much.
So, how do I change the beat in me then?
Yeah, it's just you got to get some personality in there and some cadence change. Speed some up, slow some down. Because that's what I've been told. When you get a medium, fast, slow reading of different areas, thoughts, then it sounds a lot more like a real person.
Okay.
Or if you can find a personal meaning for each of them. What does it mean to deliver a replacement card? Can you think of a situation what that would feel like for you?
Oh yeah, I mean,
or a doctor.
Everything to me if I actually needed that service. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like pull that into that one, and then the next one, finding a doctor who speaks your language. Like imagine you're somewhere where you don't speak the language, and you're like, great, and I'm sick. Now what do I do? And then they help you. That's got a whole different feel to it, you personally. And so if you can experience sort of imagine what it would be like in your mind or something like that, it may give you a little bit different inflection. Because when I talk about something, oh, there's this cool computer program, or oh yeah, I had to deal with this thing. The way I speak changes just naturally because
get into the moment of needing that particular thing.
Yeah.
Allow myself to relay that through the way I say it.
Yeah, Pat Fraley refers to it as the good-bad method.
Okay.
This was bad, and this was good. That sort of thing, and it helps to change that cadence and rhythm.
Yeah, but living the moments can also help.
Yeah, I'm just focused on having a different melody on them, and I'm just to exaggerate it a bit. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We tracked down lost wedding dresses.
Yeah. And what you can
do
do
something
is
different.
try each of these different methods and see which one works for you. Because for some people, focusing on the pitch does it, or some people good bad does it, or some people living the lines.
Because in theory, when we sit here and we having a discussion, I feel like the two things that I think I can kind of work on and help myself start to try to figure out is the good bad thing, and then the being in the moment thing. I think the being in the moment, that's gonna come with time. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna take some time to really like learn how to do that, because I've never taken acting courses and stuff. So that is not necessarily unless it's a situation that's like more personal to me. You know what I mean? But the good bad thing is a really, really simple and effective way for me to immediately say, okay, right, like this was bad and this was good. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can hear that immediately, that it changes. It doesn't stay the same. You can't say both of those things in succession and it sound the same. It just you can't do that.
Yeah, and even if you just look at these, like, we've personally delivered replacement cards, good. Found doctors who speak your language. Well, it was bad, now it's good. We've tracked down, good. Lost wedding dresses. That was a bad situation. Like, you could really see, and those are like 3 different flavors of lines, even though they could be read identically.
The other thing is add like a story theme to in your head about those things. Like, make up a quick story. Maybe, found doctors who speak your language. This person was dying and we saved their life. That has a feeling of importance. We found doctors who speak your language. Because that was personally important to you. Maybe you track down lost wedding dresses. It turns out that the wedding dress was just left at the shop that they bought it at because they were just so excited. So it was kind of funny. We tracked down lost wedding dresses. Like, give it a little bit of a backstory in your own head, and that could help you color those in different ways and help you tell another story.
That's good. Okay.
All right, go ahead and give us one more read, and then we'll have to move on.
One more. Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries. Found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards. Found doctors who speak your language. We tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
All right, and for that read, what did everybody think?
That had more music to it. That was better.
That was way better.
And it felt better too, because like I kind of internalized what y'all was saying. Like, yo, just give this a backstory. Think about that situation, and how would you tell somebody that somebody did that for you?
Exactly. It's connecting to the copy.
There you go.
You did. Like it was coming from you. Absolutely.
Yeah, you were using your hand a lot more on that one too. I think that helped a lot.
That helped too.
That's
Yeah.
help, right?
Body language is important when you're doing
Yeah, you need to use
stuff.
both hands too.
All right,
this is
There
where
you go.
everybody in the world turns Italian instantly. We're all talking with our hands.
Day and night.
It's a good thing to do, huh?
Well, me, I'm just dropping stuff in my studio because I can't stop playing with this thing.
There you go.
Take those toys out of there.
No, you will not take my gun and my axe. Ah.
I'm glad you held that thing up when you said that line.
From my cold dead hands.
Well, anyway, speaking of cold dead hands, I'm just kidding. No,
Guys, don't
Moving
leave my
on, JD's
side.
next.
JD, go for it.
Cold dead hands. Okay, let's see.
So I was kidding. I knew what I was. I didn't think about what I was saying ahead of. Anyway, go ahead. I'm shutting.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries. Found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards. Found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses. Turned 3-star into a 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay, so open it up. What did everybody think?
A little more smile on American Express, and then there were a couple of pauses out of place.
I agree with that.
Does this sound like
Yeah.
the service?
Hey, Dan Rule is always active.
I don't know what.
For those of you who don't know, the Dan Rule basically states that when you are up to read, you are the actor, you are not the director. You leave the directing to everyone else. You focus on your acting. You are not allowed to make comments on your own performance.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like that rule.
I went, eh. Okay.
All right. JD, it started out a little on the high. It was, I don't know whether it was overemphasized something. That first line just didn't match with some of the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
The pitch started a bit high. That was probably part of it. But overall, my feel was that throughout this whole script, you're saying, oh, here's this problem we're solving. Here's this problem we're solving. And you were saying being very cheerful about it. And it felt like a little overly cheerful.
Okay.
Hey, isn't it great? You lost your wedding dress.
I went the opposite direction. Okay, I got it.
Oh my God, you lost your wedding dress.
Awesome, because we found it for you.
Okay.
And also one minor nitpick at the very end, you kind of swallowed the potential. Realize the potential.
Oh, all righty then. Okay.
All right. Give us another read.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
I like that read a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And by the way,
other than that, does
yo,
this sound like the service you get? I think that was great.
I was about to laugh when you did that because it's like it was almost like, listen, you little. No, it doesn't. You know, it was great. It was great. Perfect.
Good.
Awesome.
Taking the direction.
Yeah, I think you took most of it and applied it. That was
directions.
very well done, JD.
Right.
Thank you.
Very
Good job.
Golf clap.
Appreciate
All right,
that.
moving on. Frank, you're up.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay. First of all, I'm glad I ain't got to follow that dude.
Frank has a voice.
Yeah, we all feel that way.
Frank is a consummate professional.
I do have one question, Frank. Who
Yeah.
is Dane Knight?
Pardon me? Oh. Did I say, where was that?
Right at the very beginning.
Beginning?
Dane Knight.
Day night.
That's my
at
alter
least
ego.
I know that guy.
You're talking to someone very specific there. Day night, we make things happen.
If that's not your name, you're out of luck.
Anybody else, screw you. Go get another card.
No, I do have to say, I think you're the way you handled the end, the tagline, and the product name, fantastic. Absolutely professional, like as usual. Yeah, go ahead and separate day and night just a smidge more.
Okay, we can do that.
And I think with I don't know. I think your pace was really good. I don't know. Does anybody else have anything else?
It's a strong read.
Not really.
Yeah, it was a strong read. Yeah, just slow down on day and night. Make sure that that's pretty clear, and then give us one more read. Go for it.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1 million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
I love the American
Okay.
Express line. That was awesome.
Thank
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Lovely.
Billboarded perfectly and everything.
All right. Well, I mean, Christopher doesn't have to follow him up, but Dean does.
It was almost good to have you back, Frank. Thanks.
All right, Dean, go for it.
Awesome. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses. Turned 3-star into 1 million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
So, something that I noticed about your read, and whether you did this consciously or not, it was good. You made all of the individual points there after the we go above and beyond 24/7 feel like you had a personal story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
They all had a different kind of delivery, and I could almost feel that there was a different story behind them. So,
Oh wow.
It's like the way he read it was very. It was friendly, and like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like if I'm listening to that and I'm watching TV, I'm going to stop on the ad and I'm going to listen to what he's saying.
It was upbeat enough without being real perky on all the problems.
yeah. It almost straddled that middle line between an anthem read and a the more friendly professional
Right, and
stuff.
that's hard to do, particularly for me because I have one speed. Go.
Well,
No,
Dean
that
is a
was
very
really
particular.
well done.
But Dean has a very particular tone of voice that allows him to do that. So, Dean, leverage that. That's good. Does
Nice.
anybody else have any other input for him?
I like the professional way when we tracked down lost wedding dresses, and he had a little hiccup in there. There was just a pause, go back, did it again, not stop and fumble. Just be a professional about it. Moving on, get it done. Let's get back into it. And there was enough space in there that they just edit out the bad stuff. It was a piece of cake. So I thought that was well done. If you were going to be in a directed session.
All right. Well, Dean, you did the infamous one take. Congratulations.
Well,
Russ,
it was nice having you in the group. Don't come back.
That's okay. That's just jealousy speaking.
We can have something to aspire to.
All right, Russ, you're up. Go for it.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1 million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay, opening it up. What did everybody think?
It sounded a tad bit fast.
I was going to say that too. It sounded a little rushed, and it just sounded like a grocery list when going through.
Because
we personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors to speak. There wasn't a lot of noticeable difference in your inflection, Russ, and as you were going through those.
It had that, try to squeeze this into 10 seconds if you can read.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think we lost the A million star. Or there was a word missing in the 3-star
Yeah, you're
into
right.
a. Yep.
It was just million instead of
Yeah.
million.
Yep.
Yeah, but the way that you emphasized that line though was really good.
Yeah.
Like you put all the emphasis on 3-star and a million star, and dining was
Yeah.
sort of tacked on afterwards. So keep the emphasis, but yeah, make sure that you
get
give
the word.
a bit of space. Yeah, beforehand. I do agree on that. Anybody else? Any other notes for him? Okay, so add a bit more music into it and give a little bit of space. Give it a second take.
Day and night, we make things happen. We have helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found travelers a bed, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Yeah.
That was much better across the board.
Way to
Yeah,
go.
that
Yes.
slowing down helped a pile.
Yeah.
That really made a
It's like-
difference.
Yeah.
It really made you sit in the pocket. Like it made me pay attention to everything you were saying. Like I was hanging on your every word because of the way you were reading. Yeah. That's how you do that.
Yep, just need to slow down. Thank you.
Oh, that's my turn now, right?
You're right.
Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential. All right. I'm at your mercy.
I would like if you'd slow down on does this sound like the service you get from your card? Because you
Okay,
kind of
so I asked that question a bit too fast.
You need to milk that line a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
The way you realize the potential, it made me want to say, recognize, son. You know.
Okay, so just slow down on does this sound like this? Okay.
Well, I don't know what he said about realize the potential. Is he saying that's good or bad, Chris?
I liked it.
Okay.
That's why I was, because see, for me, when it make me say recognize, son, that means that you hit it the way you were supposed to. Yeah, that's a good thing.
All right.
It's a good, pleasant tone.
All right. So let me see if I can get that last question to work, and then we'll move on. Day and night, we make things happen. Day and night, we make things happen. We've celebrated, we've helped. Now I'm really tripping up. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Even better. Nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice.
Really smooth too. That's another thing. It's real smooth.
Like butter.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
Yep. The official
You
golf clap.
realized the potential.
Well, as long as you recognize the potential, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
All right. So moving right along, who did I select to go after me?
Yo.
I don't remember
Give
anymore.
it to us, Carrots. Come on.
Carrots, go for it.
I'm going to go off the rails this time.
It seems like, just real quick, when you're saying day and night all together, Well, for one thing, it sounds like day and night, but
Day and night.
but another way, I mean, there needs to be a little pause after day, it seems like. Because just day and night, you know, it doesn't give it any emphasis. And you're talking that's a serious part of the thing.
Two vowel sounds right next to each other are probably the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like day and night. Like we're doing it both of them.
Day and night. Day and night. Yeah, you gotta give it a little bit of something.
Yeah, at least a little bit.
You really need to articulate that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Joe, that's your challenge. Let's not talk specifically to day and night. Let's try to make it a bit more general there.
Okay. Here's my off the rails read. Day and night, we make things happen. We help celebrate forgotten anniversaries. Found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards. Found doctors who speak your language. We tracked down lost wedding dresses. Turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home in a box. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
You're cracking really badly.
Yeah, you're craggling really badly. But like my favorite part about it was that the entire thing sounded vaguely threatening.
You missed out. It sounded vaguely threatening. You're right. I love the box. Any particular style on the box? I'm just curious. You know,
You
want this card because bad things happen.
It's that Bronx sound. That's what made it so in the box. Bronx in the box.
What kind of things, sir?
Things. You know, things.
Things. I think you had
You
it
don't
on
wanna
mistake.
ask.
And then when you ask the question, does this sound like the kind of service you get from your card? You missed the opportunity to say, I don't think so.
I get what Carrots is saying there, okay?
Yeah, Carrots. Call me Carrots.
Yeah,
All right,
Carrots,
Carrots.
okay.
Well, I'd like to hear your friendly professional read.
Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries. Found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond, 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards. Found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses. Turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
What a
Okay.
nice guy.
Ah, in a box.
Nice read. A pleasant little,
Right. It's, you
a
know,
gentle delivery.
Yeah, it seemed a little timid.
A little
to me.
gentle.
For me?
No, actually, yeah, no, I agree with that. It was kind of a timid read. It was quiet. It was reserved. That was definitely closer to an anthem read rather than a professional friendly read. So I would say, find the middle ground there. You went a little too far back to, a more conserved professional Joe. I'd like to hear more of the middle ground, like, hey, yeah, although I'm wearing the name tag, I'm still going to be your friend kind of thing.
Okay.
Deliver the whole thing with a shrug.
Do it again, Carrots. This time better.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries. Found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond, 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards. Found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses. Turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay. What everybody think?
Yep, much better. I think it felt more connected and
better.
Yeah, and not so shy.
It definitely felt like he was into it. it felt like he was almost kind of like grabbing you by your face. Listen to me. He was.
Cool.
I love Russ saying not too. When's the last time you've been called not too shy, Joe? I'm just kind of.
Does not happen.
Does not happen. No.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm good.
All right. Thanks, Carrots. Miss B.
Okie dokie. There we go. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
That's a very professional read, and that nah just takes you right out of there.
So the thing is, what I noticed is that it was really, really well enunciated. It was
Intentionally so. Intentionally.
It was kind of staccato for it. I would like to hear you muddy it up a little bit more, a little less like super professional, because then you start straddling the line of moving into too disconnected from what's being said.
Yeah, the word I wrote down here was over enunciated. The second half was much better, but it started off very much over enunciated.
When you ask that question, does this sound like the service you get from your card? That was perfect. I would have loved to hear the entire thing just like that. But it was, allow yourself to go ahead and relax a little bit with it. Like you're telling the story really nicely, and I like that. But it sounds a bit robotic because of the enunciation. Let's go ahead and relax with that a little bit. So let's hear it one more time.
Yeah, it was real pausey in the beginning. There was like awkward pauses here and there.
All right.
And then when you got to turn to 3-star, there was no pause there, even though there was a comma. You didn't honor that comma there. I don't know if you didn't want to, but
I don't see a comma.
Yeah, turn 3-star. Oh, maybe I put one in. Sorry.
Okay. All righty. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
That's the one. Book it. We're going home, folks.
That was a lot better. It was when you stop the over articulation and the staccato, and you're just telling us about it. It's so much more pleasant.
Okay.
That was good.
Are you using your hands at all?
Very good.
Am I using what?
Your hands.
I'm so tired my hands won't move. But usually I do. Usually I do.
I think that would have added to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because with some of these deliveries, sometimes you have to muddy them up to clean them up, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But no, there was a really, really great second read you gave us. So good job. Next up is Xavier.
Hi, can I be heard?
Yes, you can.
Great, just making sure.
You can go a little louder.
Really? Okay, one second. Okay. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, We've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay. And what did everybody think of that one?
This dude, man, I don't know. The way he reads, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff because I want to learn how to do that, like grab people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he did a really good job at servicing the story. Like it was really told. It felt like it was told from a place of personal experience, and that usually does it for people.
It sounded a little on the fast side for me.
Okay, I could see that.
Overall or in places?
Overall, I would say.
There was an odd pause after all over the world. It didn't, I don't know, there was something there. It didn't flow well. It's being kind of nitpicky, but it just was all over the world. We've gone above and beyond. What, huh? I don't know.
That's where slowing down would help.
Don't think I know.
Yeah.
He hit dining instead of million.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big one, I think.
Yeah, that was going to be my note. Now, Xavier, you hit 1,000,000-star dining altogether, so it was a little bit weird from 3-star to 1,000,000-star dining. I don't think you need to emphasize dining as much. 3-star, 1,000,000-star. Other than that, though, yeah, you might want to slow it down, but just maybe one notch, just a tick, just a hair.
Okay, and I know I'm not allowed to approach the bench here, but I do get to think between these lines, don't I?
Yeah.
So, okay. So but
visuals between the lines.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I mean, in terms of the piece, there's probably going to be visuals between the lines on the produced commercial, the finished job.
Right.
I mean, we're running everything together essentially, but there will probably be visuals.
Right. And so So I guess my question is, am I living? Do I get to do something emotionally in those milliseconds there? Like you know what I mean? In other words, you don't have a problem with me pausing after all over the world as long as something is going on in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, right. And you guys, am I hearing that you guys felt that nothing was in there? It was just like nothing.
Well, no, I think what it is was the delivery of the lines themselves was a little too quick. Like the actual speaking itself was just, and honestly, my personal take on it is it's a little bit nitpicky because it's just a hair too quick. I wouldn't, like, if I was producing this, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. But yeah, if you could just slow down the delivery of the lines just a little bit, you can allow yourself to have your emotional space in between them, and I think that's only going to service the script even more. But yeah, the actual delivery of the lines themselves, just a touch slower, and you'll let all of that emotional information sink in too.
Okay. All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
I'm happy.
Sounded awful good to me.
That was it. Fantastic.
That was the read.
Bang, bang, bang.
Very nice.
Yeah, you didn't slow down a lot. Like Michael went just a hair, and that made enough difference that the emotions were there.
Emotionally, you know what I'm saying? Feel where you was trying to go. Like,
I love the way you hit the dining line. That was great. I cared for a change about the dining.
Yeah.
Does it say nah or nah? Or
Either way, I think it's just a general sort of.
I was going to say nope at one point, but I decided not to. But It's one of those words.
I think
It
nah sounds
depends on what
awkward to
part of
me.
the country.
Yep.
Yeah.
Michael, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because we've both studied with Nancy Wolfson. Where was I on the colluded scale in terms of this? You know what I mean? I mean, and or how does or does not that apply?
Nancy.
So this one is definitely high on the emotion and really close on the proximity. And I think you were pretty much right where you needed to be on that. So, you know, like way up there on the emotional spectrum and close in on the microphone. I think that really helped you paint that picture really well. And as Nancy loves to say, live in the moment, you know, live in that secondary reality, as she loves to put it. It really felt like you had a personal connection with what was going on there. And the only reason why I think it was important for you to slow down a little bit was that you allowed the other person to join you with that little extra time. You know, you gave them the room to sort of feel that story happen with that slight extra time you gave them when slowing down the lines a little bit.
Got it. Thank you, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Up next is Goldie.
Hello. Well, now that I've had all that, I get to do it.
Come on, knock it out of the water, Goldie. You got this.
All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We help celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Okay, opening it up. What did everybody think?
More enthusiasm needed, Goldie.
All right,
it
more
was a little on the
enthusiasm.
flat side. It was like, yeah, we've done these
Okay.
things. Whatever.
Realize the potential.
I like the opening. I like the opening and the end, but the middle.
It's like you can do it if you want, but if you don't, that's fine. Super good.
Okay.
All right, so got
I somehow went over to that side.
Yeah, drift more towards that side. All right, go ahead.
right.
Give us another read.
All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We help celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
Much better.
The nah was out of place.
Okay.
It was way out of place.
Your old Goldie.
Yeah, it was like off to the right when it should have been like more.
Okay.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Okay.
Missed that one, but yeah, no.
Soften it.
Really good.
No.
And you know something you did with the read that I didn't hear a lot of us do is you really did say, you know what? It's as simple as this. They found tired travelers a bed. It's like that's the grassroots stuff. It matters to people.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that you did that. But yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think in general the read was really solid. I would say just retake that impossible. Nah, just make it like a little bit of a shrug and a whatever.
Not as hard
about
as
it.
I did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
sorry.
From the top or just the impossible?
Russ, did you have something you wanted to say?
I just want to compliment her on the 3-star into 1,000,000-star dining. That sounded awesome.
All right. So yeah, just give us a retake on the impossible nah, and that was a really solid read.
Impossible? Nah. Or yeah.
Well, I mean, it was better.
Maybe she needs to drag it out a little more.
Maybe just a touch, maybe.
Read the line before it too.
Okay. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah.
That's it.
I like it.
There
That's
you
the
go.
one.
Yep, that's it.
Sounded more sincere.
All right.
Sincere, nah.
Absolutely. A sincere nah. Nathan,
Yeah, well,
you're
it was
up.
funny. I was
Okay. It's time for me to take this. Okay, no Jack Nicholson right now.
Sorry.
Do it.
Do
it. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
And I don't want this to sound bad, but that was a very Goldie read. Everything was really good, but that nah stuck out really hard.
Okay.
I
I'll
finally
hit
got a
that
name.
line.
I'm going to give that nah a hard nah. I'm going to say go ahead and retake that because that was a little more like you drop kicked it. It was just like, holy crap, where did that come from?
I want to say one thing, and that was that, Nathan, I enjoyed watching your face as you were delivering that read. You were there, you were engaging with the audience. I mean, if this were an on-camera read, that would have been excellent. I really enjoyed that.
Where I've been working, well, okay, my face hasn't been on camera in a while. It's been all my puppets, but at the same time, it works the same. The expression in it all works exactly the same. And I think it's been actually retraining how I work in here. It actually helps me a lot in a lot of ways.
So, Nathan, real quick, can you go ahead and give us a read of we've even returned a loved one home and impossible nah? Just retake that.
We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah.
Again, it was sticking out a little too hard. Impossible? Nah. Just understate it.
Impossible? Nah.
I like the first way. That was so curt.
Impossible? Nah.
I like that.
Yeah, that could work.
Nah.
It had personality.
You know everybody's thinking it.
I kind of was. I just didn't want to say it.
Well, anyway.
I love this one thing. The way he not upspoke, just raised your level a bit on realize the potential sounded really good. I thought, and nobody's really done that. And I thought it sounded really good to have that just sound different from, American Express.
I literally borrowed the influence from a commercial that I've watched for the last 10 years.
Well, there you go.
And it just kind of helped to influence my decision making on this because it feels like that type of commercial. So
It influenced your potential?
Yes,
helped him realize the potential.
My potential.
All right, Devin, you're up. Go for it.
All right. Day and night. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
All right. And with that same emotional state, go back to the beginning. Just take it from the top.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
So I heard something really interesting in your read, and I wonder if anybody else heard it. The very top half, the very interesting. Just hear me out. Just hear me out, okay? The top half of your
I know
first
what that means.
was kind of dead. It was a little emotionless, and then you sort of brought in this smile, and there was this beautiful like extra emotion that was in it for like the bottom half of the read. And then when you went back into it, you carried that through the top half, and then the bottom half of that last one was all dead. Anybody else hear that?
So can we just cut together the top and the bottom?
We'll just Frankenstein the cuts together. But like,
that's what I was going to say. Her second read through, it kind of went from the first one started a little funky, ended good. The middle was good. The second one around, it was like, yeah, we've done these things. We've done them.
No, I've been
Believe me or
sick.
not.
I'm still sick.
Well,
I know you
probably
still sound terrible.
showing.
I think
okay?
both Nas were top quality.
Yeah, that was top quality nah
Did
you
not
gave
do
it.
a Goldie on that.
Yeah.
I don't know about
it was a good
what?
I don't know
I
about
thought-
realize the potential. I don't know. I think it has to be the.
Yeah,
the potential. And
I would say, yeah, that's definitely the case. But the overall emotional delivery, it was really good on your first read bottom half and on your second read top half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And watch the pronunciation of language. It doesn't rhyme with sandwich.
Yeah,
It's not language. It's language.
Language.
Yeah, watch the end of language.
I would ask.
How did I say it?
Language, like sandwich.
Language.
Language.
What was I saying?
You were saying language.
Language.
When we were expecting more language.
Oh.
Yeah, softer at the end.
A
Sorry,
little
Xavier, you wanted to ask Devin something?
Thanks. I would ask, how would you
Oh,
personalize this?
softer.
How would you personalize this? How would you make this more important to you? How would you use being sick, recovering from being sick, work for you in personalizing this? Can you think of how great it would be for you to be well? Like
American Express can do that for you.
Like what you could use.
They can do everything.
Like, how is this going to matter to you so that you can
Yeah.
stay consistent all the way through? You know what I mean? Only you can answer that. You know what I mean? It's like how, I know for me, I would try to use, if I was sick, because I've had to be, we can't control when you get a cold, but you still may have to read copy. So it's like, well, how can you work with it and use it to your advantage versus trying to work against that? And your need to, because I've heard what Michael was hearing, this very night and day warmth going on, where it was just like very, very believable in the second part, where it was like, I really wanted this person to, it's like you cared about how things went for me. And if you were to explain this to me, and if you were to try to reassure me, and if you would, it's sort of like the subtext of everything's going to be okay. It's all going to be all right. Let me just explain this to you, or let me just share this with you. And then through your sharing it with me, that's going to change something significantly.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. You want to try just one more then, or move on? It's getting late.
I'm good.
Yeah, okay, you're all right, Richard? Do you need to go real soon?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
if she, let's see if we can Frankenstein one together all at once, and then we don't have to stitch. How about that? One more time, Devin, you can do it.
All right.
yeah, just channel how good it's going to feel once you feel better.
All right. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into a 1,000,000-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
I think all in all, you definitely carried the more positive energy through the entire thing. You still had the language pronunciation is a little bit funny, but that's okay. That's okay.
Language.
Dialectical.
Language.
Yeah.
Language.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, we're not dialect
Language.
coaches or anything here. This is all about delivery practice.
Apparently, I need one.
Well, it's for just one word. I don't know. You might want to just.
It's like my George Bush style W.
I will
but-
say having the cold, Devin, has dropped your pitch a little, and I think that's helping. So
And now I got my sexy voice going on, and somebody got my chest.
Now you got your sexy voice on. Oh yeah. No.
Right.
Again, I think in general the emotional space of that entire read was much more on point and much more consistent throughout. So I think you hit that way better this time around than in your previous reads.
Grandpa.
Grandpa, you're up next, Paul.
Okay,
I'm
Grandpa,
sorry. Let me
take it
turn
away,
up my
okay?
headset. All the speakers are on now.
You need your cane? You gonna be all right? You need your oatmeal?
Yeah, I'm almost gonna miss you guys. The 3 weeks I'll be gone. Really, just almost. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
All right, let's open it up. What does everybody think?
Pretty good, I thought.
Me too.
I actually thought it was a little on the slow side.
Too slow?
Too slow. Too
Okay.
slow in what I guess, okay, I think slow is probably the wrong word for it. Sorry. Too measured. You were at a very consistent pace all through the whole thing.
Okay.
I think you could vary that
JD
up just
agrees,
a
so
little
I-
bit.
It sounded kind of thoughtful, though.
Right. Like the way he read it made me connect more to it. But I mean, I can see why you would say what you said, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to hear one more read where it's the pace is varied up just a little bit. Like, think of maybe some of those stories, like, because there's several stories, I guess you could say, that are in this. Like, find tired travelers a bed, help celebrate forgotten anniversaries, things like that. Add an emotion to that, and that can help vary that up a little bit. Like, if maybe find tired travelers a bed was actually a funny story, like, somebody made a reservation for one day and they are actually like 5 days late and they didn't even realize it. That's that's a little bit on the funny side. So, if something's a little bit funny or a little special to you, vary the pace up a little bit. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries because that's, every guy forgets their anniversaries.
My wife does. I don't. It's weird. 44 years, she still asks, how many?
I like what you did on that
Another
line.
one.
I like that little twinkle you had in your eye when you said that.
Yeah.
On line 2, I really did.
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to hear is just vary the pace up a little bit more in between this and that. So give it one more go.
I'll see what I can do on that. Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers a bed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into 1-million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card?
American Express. Realize the potential.
Much
it.
better.
Yep.
Perfect.
Is that better?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, you got
Yes.
it.
Fantabulous.
Yeah,
I did it again, only better, Michael. Does that work?
measured. It was very measured, but it was very nice.
Was it
Yeah,
still measured?
It was
Maybe?
still
It
really
was a bit.
measured. Yeah, it was still really measured, but your emotional state changed up on each one, which made up for that a little bit. But I'd still like for you to do it again, but better. But in the interest of time, we'll skip that.
Papa Durrington Reed is what that was.
And I will say, so
the teeth are going to fall out. What's happening?
fun little side fact that came from an interview of the cast of the most recent God of War. Actually, that was Christopher Judge that said that. The director of the game, Corey Barlog, talked about or asked everybody what was your favorite direction that you received while on the set filming for God of War, and Christopher Judge turns to him and says, "I remember once you told me to do it again, but better."
That's what
And that one's kind of just stuck in my head ever since. So anyway, I'm going to give you that.
That is still my favorite directions of all the stuff that it's like, really? Seriously?
Yes.
And you were on your phone at the time, the first time. Remember? Yeah, we'd like to do it again, only better. What? Where did that come from? What was that?
Well, now you know the story behind it. All right,
There you go.
Leonard.
Okay. Leonard, your turn, bud.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Day and night, we make things happen. We've helped celebrate forgotten anniversaries, found tired travelers abed. All over the world, we've gone above and beyond 24/7. We personally delivered replacement cards, found doctors who speak your language. We've tracked down lost wedding dresses, turned 3-star into million-star dining. We've even returned a loved one home. Impossible? Nah. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
This is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, JD. Go ahead, JD.
That's all. He just realized the potential. That's like my only major quibble is he just hit potential hard.
Okay.
But I got to say, this is a vastly different read than we've ever gotten from you, Leonard.
Yeah.
Okay.
This read had, and please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just telling you what I hear. This read felt like it had a lot more self-confidence in it. Like I just felt like, we have this handled the entire time. That's how that delivery came off. It's like, kind of like those new farmers insurance commercials. We've covered, or we can cover a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Like there's that self-assured self-confidence that was in that entire read, which was vastly different than the reads that we've gotten from you before. It's not that the reads that we've gotten from you before weren't necessarily self-confident, but they usually went in a completely different direction. So yeah, this was very, very different. It was really good. I would agree with JD. Potential, just go ahead and shorten that to instead of potential, and that'd be spot on. Especially for an anthem read.
Okay. Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
It was
Realize
absolutely
the potential.
fantastic. I
Give
really
us the
like
last line.
potential.
You're not getting off the hook yet, pal. Read that last line for us.
Okay. Does this sound like the service you get from your card? American Express. Realize the potential.
There you go.
There you go.
There it is.
I was going to say the same thing Michael did. I went, no, was that Leonard? What? Awesome
It
job,
always
my
feels
friend.
like I'm doing the same thing, so I don't know why it comes across different. But
it was nothing
I'll
like
take
your
it.
normal reads.
It was a
very,
totally
very well
different
done.
emotional state than you were in with your previous reads. I
it's a different
don't know
script.
how else to explain it other than it came off with much more self-confidence than other ones. But anyway, this is going to conclude the recorded portion of the mic check. If you want to stick around and hang out afterwards, ask questions and shoot the breeze, you're more than welcome to. Don't forget, On December 2nd, we will be having Dave Walsh join us. Dave Walsh is a really, really well-known, really awesome coach. I had an opportunity to listen to him speak this past weekend at That's Voiceover and to shake his hand, get some one-on-one time with him. He's an awesome guy, and I'm super excited to for him to get on and to work with some of us. So remember, make it to the week prior. I don't have my calendar in front of me, so you can do the mental math on that one. Make sure to make it to the week prior to get an entry for a drawing.
25th.
November 25th. Join us that. No, wait. Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes. 25th.
The day before my birthday, November 25th. So remember, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Wish you a happy birthday.
Yes. And also, if you're signed up with us on Patreon, you do get more chances in the drawing. So you have a higher chance of winning. So you can check us out on patreon.com/themiccheck. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the little bell down there because, YouTube's always changing crap. So just make sure to stay tuned in with us, and we'll see y'all next time. Join us every Monday for free script practice. You can also find the Mic Check on Facebook and Twitter. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more.